For we are standing in God's presence on holy ground. Once again, welcome to Unity North and to the holy ground of you and I and all of us, coming together in consciousness in a place of peace. Understanding that, yes, there are angels all around, and they may be connecting with us through the airwaves. They may be right next to you where you happen to be sitting, but they are there. The energy of holy, infinite light that is expressing around you, but most importantly tonight, as you. The candles that we have lit here in this room, one for Michael, one for Cecilia, one for me. It is here as a representation of the light of all of us, of all creation. And so I invite you into that consciousness this evening. Tonight we're going to celebrate two people, two beautiful, magnificent people. And one of them is Congressman John Lewis, a hero who left this earthly existence just a few days ago. He left this plane, but his legacy lives on. It lives on in the movement of beloved community that he supported. One of the freedom riders, John Lewis, had the courage of a lion, and he had the softness and gentleness of a lamb. Tonight we're going to be celebrating beloved community. And I start with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King, a mission that John Lewis absolutely supported. Our goal is to create a beloved community, and this will require a qualitative change in our souls, as well as a quantitative change in our lives. John Lewis gave his life for that qualitative and quantitative change. A lot of people talk about it. John Lewis lived it. I give you two quotes before we move on in our first poem that was actually written by Congressman Lewis. This is what he had to say. We are one people. We are one family. And when we finally accept these truths, then we will be able to fulfill Dr. King's dream to build a beloved community, a nation, and a world at peace with itself. Now more than ever, we need those words to live in us. Breathe with me, breathe deeply. With one more quote, and I'll sing On Holy Ground, and as I do, I invite you to recognize the holy ground of these words living in you. What I try to tell young people, Congressman Lewis said, is that if you come together with a mission and is grounded with love and a sense of community, you can make the impossible possible. Take a deep breath with me, and let's make the impossible possible. And for this moment in time, escape little r reality and return to the capital R reality. We are standing on holy ground, and I know that there are angels all around. Let us praise Spirit now, praise God anyhow. For we are standing in God's presence on holy ground. As you close your eyes, your outer eyes, open your inner eyes, and breathe with us together as holy ground, a collective holy ground, as you receive these words from Michael Burke, the words of John Lewis.
You are a light. You are the light. Never let anyone, any person, or any force dampen, dim, or diminish your light. Study the path of others to make your way easier and more abundant. Lean toward the whispers of your own heart. Discover the universal truth and follow its dictates. Release the need to hate, to harbor division, and the enticement of revenge. Release all bitterness. Hold only love, only peace in your heart, knowing that the battle of good to overcome evil is already won. Choose confrontation wisely. But when it is your time, don't be afraid to stand up, and speak out against injustice. And if you follow your truth down the road to peace and the affirmation of love, if you shine like a beacon for all to see, then the poetry of all the great dreamers and philosophers is yours to manifest in a nation, a world community, a beloved community that is finally at peace with itself.
I invite you to take these words deeply into your soul and to not let them just hit your ears and fall away, but to land upon your soul as you breathe into that place that recognizes their power, their truth, their magnificence. And as you again take a deep breath, you go deeper and deeper into that sanctuary of who you are, knowing that the courage of the lion and the gentleness of the lamb reside at the center of your own soul. And that you have within you the capacity to do that which is yours to do. As Congressman Lewis said, when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have to speak up. You have to say something, and you have to do something. And so before I turn this over to Cecilia to lead us into a meditation about beloved community, about the unity effect that we are celebrating at Unity North, we take this anthem of the civil rights movement as the means to open the portal for all that lives within us. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching down to freedom's land. 'Cause we who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching down to freedom's land. Freedom's land is the beloved community. I invite you to let Cecilia take you on a journey to that spot.
I invite you to take a deep, centering breath. Feel the air travel down through your nose and into your chest. And as you exhale, you allow yourself the freedom that is only available in this moment. And as you inhale one more time, you feel the centering presence of the Spirit of all standing, sitting exactly where you are. And this Spirit showers upon you an energy of relaxation and peace. It begins in your head and flows down over your nape, your face, your eyelids, your chin, and into your throat. This relaxing, gracious energy of peace flows down over your shoulders, down your arms, over your elbows, over your forearms, into your hands and fingers and thumbs. And as the energy flows down over your chest, your back, down your sides, from the crown of your head to your waist, is a serenity of relaxation. And this energy of relaxation flows over your buttocks, your genitals, your thighs, into your knees, down your shin and calves, into your ankle and feet and toes. And as it flows, it takes away all tension, all blockages that would prevent you from being present to this spacious moment. And it flows down into the earth, and the earth transforms it. And this wondrous energy comes back up through your feet all the way to your head as an energizing, invigorating presence of peace and serenity. And so, using the power of your imagination, I invite you to go on a journey to a meadow that is laced and laden with golden flowers and the smell of late spring. Everything is bright, the sun is shining, and you're wandering in this meadow, seemingly all alone. And you feel a presence, a dynamic presence walking towards you. And this presence is shining and smells of roses, and this presence come before you, standing as a golden being of pure light, and with arms outstretched, this wondrous being embrace you and invite you to walk with it. And so, hand in hand with this golden being of light, you begin to walk up a path that you're noticing for the very first time. And you come to another clearing. This time, the clearing is crowded. It is filled with beings small and large, tall and short. Beings holding in their heart for you only love. Ah, you have entered the beloved community. Everyone there seems to know who you are. Everyone there know that you are one with them, and they are one with you. You sit on the ground in a circle, and the warmth that flows among you is so strong. You feel so empowered, so loved, so cherished. This is your home, your sacred home, and these are your family. And you reciprocate by allowing your heart to open and receive the love emanating from everyone in this sacred circle. You are filled to capacity with this love. And in a silent moment, you hear the angels singing the hymns of the spheres. You know without a doubt, this is home. These a family. You breathe again the glorious breath of peace, and you rise to your feet. And the being that took you to this circle takes your hand, and arm in arm, you walk back to the meadow. You know you are loved. You know you have an extension that spans the universe. You know that there is only the one being showing up in separate bodies, and one of those bodies of the one being is yours. You are so grateful as you re-enter the meadow, you breathe again the honeydew sweetness of the flowers, and gratitude fills your heart as you take another breath. I invite you to return to this here, this now, taking with you all the blessings of the beloved circle and the meadow of flowers and grace. And for this, O Holy Spirit friend, we say thank you, and it is so. Amen.
We know together in this now moment that beloved community, the beloved community of one, is only one breath away. And that the heroes from many years past, whose shoulders we stand upon as part of our beloved community, are only one breath away. And so we bring this awareness into this now moment as we celebrate the second person that we honor this evening. Our beloved sister, friend, and musician Debbie Schroed understood and thirsted, hungered for beloved community, and used music to create it. And so live in the imagery of what Cecilia has planted in your mind and heart as we sing this beautiful song written by Debbie in a place of united awareness with all the heroes, all those friends that cannot and will not ever be separate from us. I am home, my family is here. I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I am lifted up in prayer. Please join me. I am home, my family is here, and I feel loved by the ones I hold so dear. And when my family needs me, I promise to be there. And when I need my family, I am lifted up in prayer. The music of prayer. The music of Debbie Schroed. Let us have the ears to hear, the hearts to listen, and the spirits to know that beloved community and its music always. Our second poem, The Ears of Music.
As revelations unfurl from the curling of your crest, into the liquid walls that appear as solid as centuries-old beliefs. As revelations crash into one another, like bumper cars in an amusement park of synapses. They chip away the marble of our makeup to reveal the truth of our sculpture as seen without eyes. The scent of our essence through wings dipped in light. An olfactory flight of feathers. The virtual surreality that sings the sound of our evolving. The ears of music. The ears of music. The touch of our own foundation. The hand of luminosity that only knows itself. It only feels its truth and shapes ours accordingly. With the chisels of pain and pleasure, of fear and love. The ley lines of our existence are carved from every layer until we are source alone, shining in our naked splendor, reveling in our own revelation, opening to the sculpture's eye by acknowledging our blindness and seeing that eventually we are not only that which is formed, we are that which forms us. We are not only that which is formed, we are that which forms us.
Let us sit for a few moments in the silence of all the imagery, of all the divine ideas that have been laid out, and just breathe it all as beloved community. How beautiful is it to know that within this temple of oneness, with the ears to hear and the eyes to see, that which has always been there, that the strength of the lion, the music of the angels, the energy of the spheres It's all within us. The Creator has created us out of itself. And there is only one of us here. Let that be the music we hear. There is only one of us here. And let us know that the beloved community knows nothing of your judgment of good or bad or otherwise. It only knows the energy that it lives in, through, around, and as all of us. It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by. And so we hold Congressman John Lewis and know that he lives within us as a part of the essence of God that lives as us. And so we can hold the music of Debbie Schroet and to know that she lives as the music that is within us and that we cannot ever be separate. And let us know together this evening that no person, not one, lives outside of us. We bring that idea close. And we know together that no matter whether somebody has remembered or forgotten, that the truth stands. That the truth is absolute and it cannot and will not ever change. And that if we are to experience the beloved community not just in meditation, not just in stillness, but in reality, we must be the conduit to hear that music and to see that truth. It's in every one of us to be kind. Find your heart, open up all your mind. We can all love everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us here and now. The beloved community is not a far-off, distant reality. It is a reality of here and now. And let us sit in the silence of this truth. This knowing is what we call in unity the silence. Not silent away from sound or noise or chaos or confusion, but silence defined by our knowing, by truth, that no matter the external reality, oneness remains. Our final poem, The Silence of Sound.
There is no wrong way to enter into silence. Of all the transitions in our lives, the segue into silence is one of the most divine. Our ability to enter the flow from the stream of eternal consciousness is constantly connected in our subconsciousness. To enter into silence is to awaken inside an infinite gift. And silence, well, silence doesn't necessarily mean no sound. Silence is a state of grace that exists within us. It is the sound of our spiritual core. And each of us has a unique song that brings us to a state of inner peace and outer bliss, or inner bliss and outer peace. It really doesn't matter. Semantics are irrelevant in this realm, at this stage of existence. And at this stage of existence, everything is interchangeable. One cannot exist without the other. It is a balance between all energies. It's like we're on a great seesaw going back and forth between being and not being, between coming into life and coming out of life. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. The perfect balance. And balance, well, balance always takes two until balanced. Then there is one sound from which emerges all sound. And all sound was once in silence. The silence of sound. I love the oral ecstasy of divine dichotomy. By being still and silent, we are in motion and singing. We are constantly moving as vibrational stillness. Waves of matter coming to an active rest. Emptying our fullness till we are literally full of emptiness. And this emptiness is full of grace, full of peace, full of God. We are the ethereal emptiness of divine fullness, a divine wholeness. And wholeness, complete wholeness, lay within each scattered part. We are stones skipping over the waters of our soul, eventually submerging into complete silence. As a song of Solomon on the lips of Mother Mary, as she whispers words of wisdom to each and every one of us.
And so I invite each of you watching to bring your awareness and your attention back to the room where you happen to be, back to this now moment, and to bring one gift back with you. And then, as hinted in the last poem, let it be. Let it be you. Let it be us. We have celebrated beloved community here this evening. And the last line of that poem, or one of the last lines, talked about the kiss of the mother. On Sunday, we mentioned a motherly figure within our congregation. In fact, she was praised as the fairy godmother of many of us, and we were taking ownership of she's mine, no, she's mine, she's mine. Many of the ideas that we have shared in this beloved community have been demonstrated by a beautiful fairy godmother, a beautiful woman with some horns in her halo. But Dawn Gowing is that fairy godmother. And we are in the midst of a unity effect of recognizing and remembering the beloved community of Unity North. Many of the ideas living in our midst in these walls and in this congregation. And so we are giving opportunities for those beloved members to share and to speak. And so the fairy godmother is in the house. And I wanted to give her an opportunity to share just a little bit about the unity effect, what it means to her when she hears those words, and how this community has been woven into her life in such a way that she is a different person, the fairy godmother that she is today. So I'm going to turn it over to Dawn Gowing.
Good evening, everyone. Unity North has been my spiritual community and family for over 20 years. I've been involved during that time in many, many different projects and committees. Just to mention a few, would be Body, Mind, Spirit as for Julie as co-leader, and Spiritual Connections, Conscious Living Circles, and earlier on, I was head of hospitality. I believe in serving my community. Serving makes me just so happy, and it just fulfills me. And it makes me have a different understanding of the unity principles. So many of you guys have touched my life. I have experienced health challenges in the past, and without the support of my spiritual family and the unity principles, I know that my recovery would not have been as easy and pleasant. Many visitors, lots of laughs, and prayer was the true recipe. I was in a assisted living, and they were like, "Oh my God, not another visitor for Dawn Gowing." And so it was just, you guys just kept me happy and going. About 10 years ago, I stopped coming to Unity North. And I really missed the community very much. And I got a phone call from Richard Burdick, who I really didn't even know, other than he was at Unity North. And he asked me if he could come and visit. And I opened my doors. No coincidence for him to visit me at that time. I had just gotten out of the hospital, and he just was so loving and so caring, and just said to me, you know, you are still part of the family, even though we haven't seen your face around here lately. And what can we do for you? I just remember that, and it just fulfills my heart. The love and joy that I feel when I walk through the doors at Unity North, it just makes me feel so welcome and so loved. Loved more than anything I've ever had. Richard's messages and huge variety of talents make a difference in my everyday life. Thank you to all of you who have played with me and have been a part of my life. You helped me to be the person I am today, and I love you all.
Thank you so much, Dawn. We love you, 2 pieces. And you will never get away from us. We will hunt you down. I'll come knock on your door. And so we do have a beloved community. And I don't know if you know that the people that I've spent this evening with on this platform have blessed me, each one of them. Michael, Cecilia, Dawn, those that are sitting out here watching, and those on the stream. We belong to each other. We are a beloved community. Let us never, ever forget that with this varied opinions and belief systems and eclectic natures. We are a collection of rebels and mavericks, and we still belong to each other. Let us never forget that. And if that has value to you, and if tonight's service had value to you, I'm going to invite you to find a way to say thank you monetarily tonight. To text to give, which is very, very simple. And I'm grateful for everybody who has been doing that. Or to go on Facebook and hit the link to donate. And I'm grateful for all of those who have done that as well. For those of you who are mailing checks in, if this Wednesday night service in particular had meaning to you, I invite you to send that check in and to write Wednesday night service. And maybe Cecilia touched you tonight and say, thank you, Cecilia, on a card, because she makes a difference. Or thank you, Michael, or Dawn, whoever it may be. But to find a way to be a part of a beloved community financially. It's interesting times that we're in, folks. Really, really interesting times. And I know that we're going to get through this, and we will get through it together. And on the other side of this, we will be stronger because we have had moments like this where we celebrate beloved community. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Blessings to my friends that are on the platform. Let us end our evening with this song, and I thank you. I thank you for the love you give to me, and I thank you for the love you let me be. Feel the energy of this community. And I thank you, yes, I thank you for the love you give to me. And I thank you, yes, I thank you for the love you let me be. One more time. And I thank you, yes, I thank you for the love you give to me. And I thank you, yes, I thank you for the love you let me be. And I thank you. Don't forget, next Wednesday we'll be in the parking lot out having an outdoor service. Please sign up. Space is limited. And we'll see you on Sunday morning for part 2 of the Unity Effect. Have a blessed and beautiful evening. Good night, everyone.